today we're going to cut that Let's keep it way shorter. Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal look like they may be on the way back up, but it's going to have to be a summer of quite a few signings if they're to break back into the top four. So today, I'm going to look at a potential starting lineup with a few rumours for Arsenal next season. First up and in between the sticks, it's Emilio Martinez, who's going to be sat on the bench because Bernd Leno is by far and away the best goalkeeper at the club. It's a no-brainer. He's been a great signing since he came in from Leverkusen and definitely will be keeping net for the next few years at Arsenal at least. On top of this, there's not even much competition, so yeah, he's definitely number one. Moving into the defence though, and Hector Bellerin is going to be in the right back spot. Now, when he's injured, it's obviously very annoying for Arsenal and for Arsenal fans because they don't really have a natural cover. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is the one who's been playing the most, so Bellerin's been on the sideline, but even then, he's more of a midfielder, certainly has been a midfielder coming up through the Arsenal youth ranks. Of course, Stefan Lichtsteiner left after 1 year, and so Hector Bellerin, again, much like Bernd Leno, doesn't really have too much competition for that spot. However, should he stay fit, he's definitely a good enough right back for Arsenal. There have been a few rumours linking him with a move abroad to the likes of PSG and Inter Milan, but in my humble opinion, I think Bellerin will be staying at the Emirates for 1 more year at least. Moving into the centre-back position though, and this is where don't be surprised if you see 2 brand new centre-backs starting for Arsenal next season. The first of them is one who's pretty definitely going to start, and that is William Saliba. Now, he was actually bought from Saint-Etienne last season, but they decided to keep him with the French club for another year on loan. Despite the fact he fractured his foot this season, in the rest of the performances he's put in, he's been stronger than ever. In fact, he's recently been nominated for the Golden Boy Award. That is to celebrate some of the best young players under the age of 21 in the top divisions in Europe. Such is his class. Personally, I think it's a brilliant signing then for 12 million. He's had another good year and he'll slot straight into the Arsenal back line and will prove to be a very good purchase indeed. Alongside him though, and this is one of the places where even though it doesn't look like there's too much money, if Arsenal do have any sort of transfer budget, they should be spending out on Dayot Upamecano. The Leipzig centre-back has definitely interested quite a few names, but it doesn't look like any team's really interested enough to put forward a big bid. With just 1 year left on his Leipzig contract, it looks like he will be leaving the club, and Arsenal should definitely look to profit from that. Around 53 million euros is the amount that's probably going to do the trick to get the Frenchman to come to the Emirates, and well, he'll be joining a long list of Frenchmen who have succeeded at the club, so why not make the move? Elsewhere, Thiago Silva's been linked, and then we come on to the other options that Arsenal have. And to be honest, I mean, in my opinion, apart from Rob Holding, who looks like he could go on to be a pretty good centre-back, none of them are really fitting the bill. Socrates, Mustafi, Pablo Mari's only made 1 performance. David Luiz has had quite a good season since coming from Chelsea. They all look to be on the way down in their career. Like, even if they're not old, they just don't quite look to be good enough. There's definitely a mistake in quite a few of them. Callum Chambers has definitely not hit the heights expected of him. And I just think Arsenal's defence really needs an upgrade. With Saliba and Upamecano, that is not only an upgrade, that is a massive, massive upgrade on what they've got. And the 4-man defensive unit will be rounded off by their left-back, Kieran Tierney. So there have been rumours that the former Celtic man is actually going to leave Arsenal after just 1 year. I can't see that happening. I don't think he's had the greatest year because of injuries, and should he get a good run in the team, much like Bellerin on the other side of the defence, they'll definitely have a stronger unit for it. Alongside this, as said, Kolasinac, again, when he's come into the team, has been out of form of sorts. I think the best thing he did this season was fight off those muggers from Mesut Ozil. Anyway, there is one more name you could throw into the hat for left back, and that's Bukayo Saka, because that's where he's played most of the season when he's come into the squad. But such is his potential and unbelievable talent, I really think we'll be seeing him as an attacker from here on out. So moving into the midfield, and although he was stripped to the captaincy halfway through the season, I can still see Granit Xhaka making his way into the Arsenal first team. The other ball-playing midfielder they had the likes of Willock, Guendouzi and Ceballos, who's gone back to Real Madrid after his loan ends, it looks like. Well, Xhaka seems to be the only one who can really hit that good range of passing. So alongside him, this is another area which I think Arsenal could really do with some massive investment, and one of them could be Thomas Partey. Now, there is no smoke without fire, and there have been a lot of rumours linking the Ghanaian to the Emirates for so long, I'm starting to believe it's actually going to happen. There's 2 sides to this story. First off, there's whether Atletico Madrid will let him go. He's been brilliant for them, no doubt. He's been unbelievable in the Champions League as well. But I think with Saul and Koke, really the jewels in Atletico Madrid's crown, along with the likes of João Felix in the future, they've got 2 brilliant centre mids. They're always having to play one of them out of position, and it looks like Koke is the one who suffers the most playing on the right-hand side. Don't get me wrong, he's happy to do it. He's diehard Atletico Madrid, and I'm sure you'll never hear a peep of a complaint out of him. But having him and Sal both in the middle, it looks like, in my opinion anyway, of the three, Partey is the most likely to go. It looks like the Premier League is a destination for him, and there have been rumours, it's not confirmed, that he is really eager to join the Premier League and to join Arsenal. There have even been talks that Arsenal are going to triple his wages to bring him to the club. Now, of course, there is the big question of Arsenal. Are they going to have enough money? Especially if they spend some on Diet Upamecano, and then they're going to have more money to spend on Thomas Partey. I almost forgot his name there. Well, here's the thing. Alexander Lacazette could be moving in the opposite direction. Now, this is already a bit of a giveaway that Lacazette will not be in this team, because I'm kind of going under the pretense that he'll be an Atletico Madrid player. It's clear that Arsenal won't have a ridiculous amount to spend on Partey, so offer Lacazette in return. That may be the key to the whole deal. Atletico Madrid have been pretty good this season, pretty poor in some places, especially up front. Diego Costa, Alvaro Morata, sometimes Correa plays up there. João Felix, there's a lot of pressure for a young kid. They just have not had a goal scorer. So if they've got Lacazette in the side, even if it works out or it doesn't, the premise of Lacazette working out is probably too good a deal for Simeone and the Atletico board to turn down. So maybe they can get Partey on a cheap or just a straight swap. So with a midfield two of Partey and Granit Xhaka, there will be the need for, well, more of a ball-playing, attacking midfielder. Now, of course, those of you are going to point to the fact that Mesut Ozil is still in the squad, but from a general footballing point of view, I just can't see how he's going to work his way back to his best. There are flashes of brilliance when he's in the team, but that's when he's in the team. When he's not injured or his attitude isn't right, something's not quite right between him and Mikel Arteta. I just can't see the Ozil that we saw a few years ago, who's going to be week in, week out, producing the goods as Arsenal get into the top four. I just can't see it happening. So who's going to be in this attacking midfield position instead? Potentially, it could be Okan Kochu. Now, you're probably saying, Matt, one, you've pronounced that terribly wrong if you know who he is. And two, who on earth is he? But it still sounds like you pronounced it wrong. He is the final attacking midfielder who has really made some waves in the Eredivisie in the last 18 months or so. He is an EU national, having been born in the Netherlands despite being from a Turkish background. And well, he's a pretty good attacking midfielder. 3 goals, 6 assists this season in the Eredivisie League, which was cancelled in the end after the COVID-19 virus. And well, he has done enough to turn heads, including not only Arsenal, but Barcelona as well. Now, on one hand, yeah, I agree, there's no way that you can pluck a 19-year-old from the Eredivisie and be like, here you go, you're going to be in one of the most important positions on the pitch for a club in the top 6 in England, historically, hoping to get back into the Champions League. That's a lot of pressure on an unknown player, and I wouldn't advise Arsenal or any club hinging all their hopes on that sort of player. But it's a rather exciting time. I mean, a player that's not so much is known about outside of Holland, coming in, he could be absolutely brilliant. I mean, he's not going to cost a lot, so that's a good start for Arsenal. But you never really know what happens. Maybe he could learn in training, which I'm sure he would do. A young player could get better and better. There is a little risk. But on the flip side of this risk, there's also sticking with what they've got at the moment with the likes of Ozil, and I don't know. From an outsider's point of view, I think it's worth a new exciting young player. And talking of new exciting young players, this is where we get to the cream of the crop for Arsenal. I honestly believe they have a hell of a future in the attacking areas. First up, on the left wing, Osaka. I spoke about before being a left back. He's too good. He is too good to play left back for Arsenal, and the winger looks sensational. He can beat the man, he's incredibly quick, and seems to have a really good head and shoulders for someone so young. In fact, along with William Saliba, he's actually been nominated in the Golden Boy list as well. But enough of that. I think that left wing spot at Arsenal will be his for years to come. There have been a few rumours they're going to be getting Willian on a free from Chelsea, even though he's more of a right winger, but I see that position being filled as well by Nicolas Pepe. Now, whether or not he was a flop this season, that's up for debate. On one hand, he's got quite good stats if you take into the fact that he's just come to the league and he's got, he's played in quite a few competitions under 3 different managers. On the other hand, they reportedly agreed a deal worth 72 million, and whether or not they've paid it all up front, that is one hell of amount of money, and you should be demanding more from that. Who knows? Personally, I think Nicolas Pepe's taken a year to get adjusted, and we could, with a good run of form, see the best of him in the upcoming season. As well as this, they've got youngster Reece Nelson, always still in the squad, and on top of that, there's also rumours of another free transfer, along with winning of Ryan Fraser, although it looks like, according to rumours, he has his heart set on a move to North London rivals Tottenham. So, with Pepe and Bukayo Saka, we now come To the big talking point, the goal scorer in this Arsenal team. We've already ruled out Lacazette because I think he's going to be at Atletico Madrid, and I'm also going to rule out Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So many rumours are swirling at the moment about where his future lies because he's only got 1 year left on his Arsenal contract. He seems to think that Arsenal aren't offering anything and the ball is in their court. Arteta remains hopeful that Aubameyang will stay, but he also wants to be challenging for trophies and playing at a top club. And the thing is, many clubs may not look at a 30-year-old and say, you know what, we're going to spend big money on bringing him in, we'll go for someone younger. But the whole point that he's in the last year of his deal means that, I don't know, if Barcelona, PSG, someone want to come in for Aubameyang, he's going to cost them 20 to 30 million. That's not really a risk in today's market, especially when you consider Barcelona spent hundreds of millions on the likes of Dembele and Griezmann. Anyway, Lacazette's out, Aubameyang's out, and I think the future of Arsenal up front is going to be either Gabriel Martinelli or Eddie Nketiah. Both of them have looked really, really promising. Martinelli's had a fantastic first season in English football, having just come from Brazil. And those of Nketiah, since Arteta's come in, he's got more game time. He looks like a really young, exciting, fresh English talent. And yeah, from an English football fan's point of view, it's brilliant to see Nketiah and all the young English Arsenal players doing their thing. On top of this, there was also rumour that Celtic's Odsonne-Édouard is going to come into the squad, but personally, I'm not sure that this is the main problem for Arsenal, and if they're to spend lots of money on the likes of Upamecano, Thomas Partey, another midfielder, I'm not sure Edouard's going to be the, well, top of the transfer list in terms of what they need. So, we spoke about it, Nketiah or Martinelli. Personally, I'm just going to go for Martinelli. I think there's something about his movement across the front three, because he's quite often played out on the left-hand side, that makes him a bit better when it comes to moving across the front, along with the likes of Saka and Pepe. With Nketiah, to me, he looks like a born goal scorer. He's going to stay in the box, sniff out the chances, and put the ball in the back of the net. Both fantastic strikers, and yeah, we'll see what happens in the future for Arsenal. So with that said and done, there is the potential 11 for next season for Arsenal. But what do you guys think? Arsenal fans, let me know whether you agree, whether you disagree. Are these signings going to happen? Are they not? Who would you bring in instead? Whilst you're at it, you can smash the like button down below. Let me know all of your thoughts and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.